Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to this News Now Health Update with Lisa Gibalerio, Director of the Belmont Wellness Coalition. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Joanna.
Lisa, today we're talking about having difficult conversations with other parents. How do parents decide when and if they should talk with another parent about something that's happening within a friend group?
Assuming we are not talking about elementary age kids, experts advise that parents talk with other parents only if it's absolutely necessary. So the advice is that it's much more effective to be working with your own teen, giving them the tools to resolve most issues themselves. This also gives, young people the confidence to do their own problem solving in the future. However, with that said, if the issue is causing anxiety, if it's physical, if it's a safety concern, it might be appropriate to reach out to parents. However, I will add, Joanna, that if the issue is happening in school, it is definitely advised to start with the teacher or the principal there.
Okay, so let's say it's a safety issue. What are the guidelines around even starting a conversation with other parents?
That's a great question. So the guidelines are make sure your communication is very clear. Decide for yourself, are you expressing a concern? Are you asking for an intervention from the parents? Or do you just want them to be aware of something? State which of those three it is up front, which of those is your goal. And of course, do try not to be judgmental or critical of the parents because that will just cause defensiveness.
Okay. So what if the parent you're talking with does become defensive?
Well, you can validate that defensiveness and own what you can. Be explicit and say, look, this is a hard conversation, and I'm sorry if I'm coming across judgmental. I just thought you would want to know about blank. Helpful to use I statements to express your concerns. An example of that would be when I overheard the kids talking about partying after prom, I felt really concerned and I thought you would want to know.
Okay. So you mentioned partying. Should you ever just speak directly to the teen?
It might depend on your relationship with the teen, but honestly, Joanna, experts advise not speaking directly to a young person.
Good to be aware of that. Anything else parents should know, Lisa?
Well, I think parents need to balance their concern for whatever it is that they're hearing or witnessing with the instinct, to become too involved, right? They want to support their kids, they want to keep their kids safe, but you certainly don't want to be too involved in a teenager's life. You want to step in when it's necessary. And in the meantime, as I said earlier, focus on giving your kid the tools to talk with their friends, the tools to be resilient, actually. And lastly, I think it's a really good idea to talk to the parents of your kids' friends early on, maybe in middle school, and say, look, we need to get on we need to understand where we're coming from here and what we want to know as parents. If we hear something, do you want to know what's going on? Is it okay if I come to you? Is it okay if we come to each other with information? And just talk about it before a scenario arises, and that way you have a sense.
Thank you, Lisa. This can be difficult to navigate, but all these guidelines are really helpful.